Hello students, today we are going to look the properties of definite integration. First we will see all the properties and then we will study the proof of these properties. So first property is integration from a to a fx dx. Now check here, lower limit is same as upper limit. So in this case its value is 0. This is second property, integration a to b fx dx. If we will reverse these limits, suppose I am writing this lower limit here and upper limit here, then its value will be minus of this. That means its value is exactly opposite of this. Third one, integration a to b fx dx. If we will change the variable, then also value of this integration remains same. So here I am changing t instead of x, then also these two are same. Fourth property is integration a to b fx dx. Then this is equal to, if we will take the point C lying between a and b. So here a is less than C is less than b. Then we have to split this integration as a to c fx dx. Here we will write plus and again we will write here c to b. That means this is lower limit, this is upper limit. You can split the given definite integration as this. This is our fifth property, integration a to b fx dx equal to, we will write same limit a to b and we will express this function as, first write down lower limit, then add up upper limit and subtract this variable. So we can express this function as this also. Then also value of this integral will not change. Now this property sixth is same as fifth one, and here lower limit is 0, upper limit is a. So 0 to a fx dx is same as 0 to a f of, add up these limits. So 0 plus a is a, then subtract this variable and then write down dx. That means we can express this integral as this. Value will not change. This is seventh property and limits are from 0 to twice a fx dx. So here we will write 0 to a fx dx, middle sign plus 0 to a f of this upper limit to a, then write down variable minus x dx. That means we can split this integrand in this way, then also value will not change. This is our last property and check the limit. Lower limit is minus a and upper limit is plus a. So integration minus a to a fx dx equal to 2 times, if I'll write here 0 to a fx dx when function is an even function. Even function and its value is 0 when this function is odd function. Odd function. We have to use all these properties and solve examples, but in this video first we will check the proof of each property here. Let's check this first property, integration a to a fx dx. So again we will assume integration fx dx equal to g of x plus c. Then we will consider this LHS. And here limits are from a to a. So we will write this answer in the box bracket, g of x plus c, and lower limit downside, upper limit upside. And then we will substitute first upper limit. So we have g of a plus c, then middle sign minus. Then we will substitute this lower limit, which is again g of a plus c. Same bracket is subtracted from same, so we have 0. So we have proved this first property. Now let's check second property. This is our second property, and if we will change the limit, then its value will change by its sign. So again we will consider this only. Integration of fx dx is equal to, so consider this LHS here. So we will write this here, and limits are from a to b. Now we will substitute first upper limit, then middle sign minus, then we will substitute lower limit. So here plus c minus c get cancelled, and what remains? This g of b, then middle sign minus, and then g of a. Take minus sign common out from these two terms. We have again minus. Here we will write g of a, then minus g of b, and this is nothing but again this minus as it is. Now this a is upper limit and b is lower limit. This is f of x dx is the proof of second property. This is our third property, and if we will change the variable here, then also value of this integral does not change. So first we will prove LHS and RHS separately, and after that we will equate these two. Let integration of fx dx equal to g of x plus c. So this is our LHS. Now we will write this in box bracket and limits from a to b. Now we will substitute first this upper limit, then we will substitute this lower limit. So middle sign minus. So here plus c minus c get cancelled, and our final answer is this g of b, then minus g of a. Say this is equation number 1. Now same we will prove for RHS. Now check this right hand side. Integration a to b ft dt is equal to, now look here, integration fx dx equal to g of x. So integration ft dt will be g of t plus c, and write down these limits from a to b. Then first substitute this upper limit, then middle sign minus, then substitute this lower limit, then plus c minus c get cancelled, and we have g of b minus this g of a, and say this is second one. And now check 1 and 2. This right hand side is same, so we can say that this left hand side also same. Therefore a to b fx dx equal to a to b ft dt, and hence we have proved this. This is our fourth property. Integration a to b fx dx equal to integration a to c fx dx plus integration c to b fx dx, where this c lies between a to b. So we will start from right hand side, and then we will prove that this is equal to this LHS. So let integration fx dx is equal to g of x plus c. This is our first step. Then we will start from RHS. So we will write here, consider RHS equal to this, and by definition of definite integration we will write this answer is g of x plus c, and limits are from a to c. And same we will write for this also. Here first we will substitute this upper limit, and so we have g of c plus c, then we will substitute lower limit, and therefore g of a plus c, this bracket complete. And here also first we will substitute this upper limit, and again we will substitute this lower limit plus c, and this curly bracket complete. So here plus c, c get cancelled. Here also c, c get cancelled. From this we have, check here, g of c, then middle sign minus, then we will write g of a, and same here g of b, and then minus g of c, and again plus g of c minus g of c get cancelled, and here first write down positive. So here g of b minus g of a remains, and this is nothing but, check now, this is upper limit, so integration of fx dx, which is g of x, but this is upper limit and this is lower limit, which is nothing but the left hand side of given property. So here we will write is equal to LHS, and so we have a to b fx dx equal to a to c fx dx plus c to b fx dx, where this point C lies between a and b. This is our fifth property. Integration a to b fx dx is equal to integration a to b f of, we are adding this lower and upper limit here, so a plus b, then subtract this variable and then write down dx. So again we will start from RHS, we will substitute this equal to t. But our first step is as usual, let integration of fx dx is equal to g of x plus c. Then we will substitute this equal to t, and therefore we will write here a plus b minus x equal to t. Now we will move this x that side and t here, and therefore x is equal to, we want to find out what is x, so a plus b, and this will become minus t, and then differentiating because we have to replace this dx also, and therefore dx equal to minus dt, and again we have to replace these limits. So when x is equal to a, if I'll substitute x is equal to a, then plus a minus a get cancelled and value of t is b, and so simply we will write t is equal to b. And if I'll substitute x is equal to b, then plus b minus b get cancelled and therefore t is equal to a. And we will substitute these four things here. So RHS equal to, so look here, when x is equal to a, t equal to b, so here we will substitute first b, and when x is equal to b, t equal to a, so here a, and then f of t here, and dx is minus dt. So again in the next step we will take this minus sign out, and so we will write here f of t dt, and again we know that by property 2, when a to b fx dx equal to minus b to a fx dx, because of this minus sign we will reverse these limits, and so this is nothing but this, we will write here this is upper limit ft dt. And again by property 3 we know that if we will change this variable, then also value of this definite integration remains unchanged. So this is equal to integration a to b f of x dx, and this is nothing but the LHS, left hand side, and hence we have proved that integration a to b fx dx equal to integration a to b f of, we are adding this a plus b, then subtract variable dx. This is our sixth property. Integration 0 to a fx dx equal to integration 0 to a f of, write down upper limit here a minus x and then dx. This is same as previous property, and so here we have added 0 plus a is a and then subtraction of this variable. So as usual our first step is integration of fx dx equal to g of x plus c. Now start from this RHS, and same as previous one we will substitute this a minus x equal to t, a minus x equal to t. Now we will keep this in terms of x, therefore we have to shift this x that side and t this side, so x is equal to a minus t. Again we have to replace this dx also, so differentiating this, So d of x equal to, since this is constant, its derivative is 0, and simply we will write here minus dt. Now we have to change these limits also. So when x is equal to 0, check here now, when x is 0, t is equal to a, and when x is equal to a, so a minus a is 0, then t is equal to 0. So we will substitute these things here. So again, when x is 0, t is a, so here lower limit is a, and when x is equal to a, t is equal to 0, so here, and then f of a minus x is t, so here f of t, and d of x is minus dt, so here I am writing minus dt. Now take this minus sign out, and here f of t into dt, and because of this minus sign we have to reverse these limits. So here we will write 0 to a f of t dt by this property. And again this is equal to, since definite integration is independent of variable, we can change this variable as x also, then value will not change. So here I am writing f of by this property, and again this is equal to LHS, and hence we have proved that integration 0 to a fx dx equal to integration 0 to a f of, write down first upper limit here a, then minus, write down this variable x into dx. So we have to use this property by this way. This is our seventh property, integration 0 to 2a fx dx equal to integration 0 to a fx dx plus integration 0 to a f of 2a minus x into dx. To prove this, we will start from right hand side, and here we will assume this first integral as I1 and this second we will assume as I2. Say this is equation number 1. Check first integral 0 to a fx dx. If we will prove this second integral as a to 2a fx dx, then we have this equal to 0 to 2a fx dx. So we will keep this first integral as it is, and we will solve only this I2 integration. We will prove this same as previous one, and we will assume this twice a minus x equal to t, and so we have to replace this dx also, and therefore differentiating minus d of x equal to dt, and again move this minus sign that side, and therefore d of x equal to minus dt. Again we know that we have to replace these limits also, and so when x is equal to 0, if value of x is 0, t is equal to twice a, and when x is equal to a, then if we will substitute here, so 2a minus a is simply a, and therefore t is equal to a. So we will substitute this in I2, and therefore check again, when x is 0, t is twice a, and when x is a, t is a, and here we are writing f of t, and instead of dx we will write minus dt. Again we will move this minus sign outside, and again as there is minus sign we have to interchange these limits. So here we will write this limit downside and this limit upside, f of t dt by property 2, and definite integration is independent of variable, and so by property 3 we will write here instead of tx, and we have proved that this I2 integration is integration a to twice a fx dx. So we will substitute this in equation 1, and therefore by 1 we have written I1 plus I2. I1 is 0 to a fx dx. We know this, and here we will substitute I2 and its answer is a to twice a fx dx. Now again check by property 4. If a is the number lying between 0 to twice a, then simplification of this is integration from, this is lower limit, so 0, and this is upper limit twice a, and here we have to write fx dx, and this is nothing but the left hand side. So we have proved that 0 to 2a fx dx can be written as integration 0 to 2a fx dx equal to integration 0 to a fx dx plus again integration 0 to a f of, here write down this upper limit 2a, then subtract variable dx, that is f of 2a minus x dx. This is our eighth property, integration minus a to a fx dx equal to 2 integration 0 to a fx dx when fx is even function, and this is equal to 0 when fx is odd function. So let's prove this, but before we will see what is even and odd function. Fx is even function if f of minus x equal to simply f of x, and fx is odd function if f of minus x equal to minus f of x. So we will use this hint. We will start from LHS. So we will split this minus a to a as minus a to 0. We are taking this 0 number lies between this, and again from 0 to upper limit is a. Say this is equation number 1, and again here we will start from the first integration. We will keep this second as it is, and here we will substitute x equal to minus t, and therefore differentiating d of x equal to minus dt, and again we will change the limit when if x is equal to minus a, t is equal to a, and when x is equal to 0, this t equal to 0. So we will substitute this here. So when x equal to minus a, t equal to a, and when x is equal to 0, t is equal to 0. F of x is minus t, so here we will write minus t, and again dx means minus dt. So again we will move this minus sign outside, and here f of minus t and into dt. Because of this minus sign we will interchange these limits, and so here we will write 0 to a f of minus t dt by property 2, and by property 3 we know that definite integration is independent of this variable. So instead of this we can write x also. So here f of minus x dx by property 3, and therefore by 1 we will write this first integral as this. So here 0 to a f of minus x dx, and our second integral is 0 to a simply f of x dx, and since there are same limits from 0 to a, again we will write this as 0 to a f of minus x plus second function is simply f of x, and here we will write d of x. Say this is second equation, and then we will write the value of this for even and odd function. And therefore if fx is even function, here we will write f of x and this fx as it is dx, and fx plus fx means twice fx, we will take this 2 outside and our required answer is twice 0 to a fx dx. And if fx is odd function, by 2, here f of minus x we will write as minus f of x and this fx as it is, and so plus fx and minus fx get cancel and final answer is 0. And hence we have proved that integration minus a to a fx dx equal to 2 integration 0 to a fx dx. If fx is even function, this is equal to 0 if fx is odd function. Here we have proved all the properties, and in the next lecture we are going to solve examples based on these.